And good morning. Welcome to our live show. I'm Cheryl Miller. For 7 decades now, the Junior League of Richmond has welcomed a group of nationally recognized authors here to our city for their annual book and author dinner. It's the longest running event of its kind. This year's 70th event is coming up at the end of the month on Wednesday, April 29th. The chair of this year's book and author committee, Alexandra Scott, joins us today to fill us in on the latest edition of this very popular event. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Cheryl.
I'm surprised you actually had time to come in and see us today. This is really something that takes a lot of planning, isn't it?
We've been planning since August of 2014 for this year's spring event, so yes.
And it's always fabulous to see the authors that you get, because you really have to get out your crystal ball and look inside to plan and book these authors whose books will be kind of important and coming out this time of year.
We do. We work a lot with the publicists throughout the country, and we work to look for books that are releasing in spring 2015 or every year.
And so after 70 years of doing this, you probably have some pretty good contacts.
There's a very long spreadsheet of contacts, yes.
That's a good thing. Well, let's talk about the authors who are coming, because the nice thing about this event is that it really runs the gamut from novels to nonfiction to sometimes cookbook authors and a little bit of everything at past events.
Absolutely. Every year we try and incorporate one lifestyle author, so whether it be a cookbook or a do-it-yourself book, or yes, always a lifestyle author. This year we're welcoming 2 authors that comes from a blog. So Susie Orman-Schnall has a blog called The Balance Project, and so she's written a novel off of that. And then Kristen Migler is the food editor for Food 52 blog, so she's also coming with genius recipes.
As the Junior League steps into the 21st century with what's going on out there, because a lot of people are blog followers and then looking to see a book coming out of those people.
Absolutely.
Then you also sometimes delve into history, and you've got that covered as well.
We've got Mark Pizer and Timothy Dwyer, who co-wrote Hissing Cousins, the untold story of Eleanor Roosevelt and Alice Roosevelt Longworth. So that's very exciting.
And that's how we have 7 authors this year.
Well, it's actually 6 authors, 5 books, and then author Bob Deans is our master of ceremonies.
And he's always
year.
Good. Yeah,
he's quite awesome.
Let's talk about. Let's see. Did we cover everything? No, you got one more.
We do. We have Elizabeth Berg, who wrote The Dream Lover, and then we actually have Marissa de los Santos, who wrote The Precious One as well.
Counting well. For people who have not been to the book and author event, I mean, now it's a dual event because you have a luncheon and a dinner, and the authors are at both. Kind of give a feel for us for how the events unfold.
The luncheon is more of an intimate setting. It's held at the Country Club of Virginia, and we try and keep it to a smaller group so that you really get to interact with each author. Each author doesn't get up and speak. Bob Deans actually stands up and gives his announcement of who is going to speak, the speaker lineup for that night, which is also really exciting to watch. But you do get to have that more intimate experience and have a conversation with each author if you wanted to. And then at the dinner, it's great. Each author gets up and speaks about their book, their writing process, and anything that they want to just touch on, which is awesome. And there's book signings and book sales after each of the luncheon and the dinner.
And it's pretty amazing too, because now at the Greater Richmond Convention Center, and you have a lot of people in attendance, it just has a special energy being in a room with so many people who love and appreciate books.
It really is. It gives me chills. I hope it gives everyone else as many chills. But it's a really great experience to be a part of, and it's been going on for 70 years, so it says something about the tradition in Richmond.
It does, and it's always interesting to hear the authors comment about the event, because it's probably the only event, or one of the only events they've been at that's like this.
We actually, I don't know that they are expecting exactly what happens there. A lot of the times they walk into the convention center right before they're getting on to speak, and they're kind of taken back with, oh, it's this big. It really is this big of a deal. Okay.
It is.
So
it's amazing. It is pretty amazing. There's a lot of electric energy in the room. And the idea behind this is it's one of the signature fundraisers for the Junior League of Richmond.
It is. It is. The money we raise from the event goes back to help the league's mission. So whether it's working with the community and our East End focus, or if it's just involving the league and taking care of the league members with our training for Institute Leadership Impact, our TILIs, it all goes back to fund the league's mission. So
it is amazing how the league itself has evolved over the time that this event has been going on over the past 70 years. The league has become and morphed and followed as the community needs have changed. The league's ability to help the community has changed.
Yes, a lot of strategic planning goes into, every few years there's a strategic plan development and just where can the league help more in the community. So
For women who want to become involved in the league, what would you say to someone who was thinking about it?
definitely join. I mean, it's a great way to meet new people. It's a great way to get involved in the community. It's a great way to learn a lot about yourself and interact with others and do good things. So.
And for you, it's been learning a lot about planning, time management, and juggling, right, over the last year and a half or so.
I've definitely taken a lot from Susie Orman-Schnell work-life balance blog, so it definitely is a lot to juggle.
Well, thank you so much for coming in, Alexandra, and filling us in on what's going to be going on. And tickets are still available. The Junior League of Richmond's 70th Book and Author event is coming up on Wednesday, April 29th. There are 2 events that day. That luncheon, that's at 12:30 at the Country Club of Virginia, and the dinner at 7 o'clock at the Greater Richmond Convention Center downtown. We'll put a link to more information at WTVR.com/VTM. It's always a great, informative, and entertaining event. I try not to miss it.